Hi, I'm Scott Flowers with Cloud Ninjas. Today we're doing an overview on the ASRock 1U12E-GENOA-2L2T. Let's get going. Well, hey, thanks for stopping by today. It's a little bit more about the ASRock 1U12E-GENOA-2L2T. Do us a favor, find anything that helps you in this video, click that like, smash that subscribe. All right, well, let's hop in. This video, what we're going to do is we're going to break down some of the different parts of the system as a whole and do a general overview to just kind of highlight what this system can accept. So let's go ahead and hop in and start with the CPUs. All right, so we're going to start with CPU since that is the most important feature of this server as a whole. So it has one socket. It's an SP5 socket, which means it supports AMD EPYC 9004 and 97X4 series processors. And again, that is going to be the biggest highlight, is the procs that you can put in here are going to be incredibly powerful, and it's going to be what really is driving people to this system as a whole. And so what we're going to do is throw up a quick list of some of the procs that are acceptable with this machine or that are compatible with this machine and the different specs so that you can see all the different cores and all the different speeds. All right, so let's talk about the RAM inside. There are 24 DIMM slots and there are 12 memory channels, which means there are 2 DIMMs per channel, which is really important. We're going to come back to that in a second. It takes DDR5 memory. You can use ECC registered memory, and you can use a number of different memory sizes. You can use 16 gig, 32 gig, 48 gig, 64 gig, 96 gig, 128 gig. You can go up to 256 gig. 512 gig, so that's where you're going to max out is at the 512 gig, which means technically with 24 DIMM slots, you can get all the way up to 12 terabytes or 12,288 gigabytes, however you want to look at it. It's easier to say 12 terabytes. So you can put in 12 terabytes of RAM with this machine, which is pretty cool as a whole. So, all right, now let's talk about the speeds. So the speeds, you can technically put in 3600, 4000, 4800, but what's really important, going back to the channels that we just talked about, when you put in a single ranked module and you put 2 DIMMs per channel, you're going to get a max speed of 4000, but when you put in dual rank and put in 2 DIMMs per channel, you can get 3600, so those are going to be your max speeds as a whole, so that covers memory. All right, let's talk storage. Well, this is a 12-bay small form factor chassis, which means it's a 2.5-inch chassis. You can put in 12 solid-state drives or hard drives for that matter. For solid-state drives, you can put in NVMe, SATA, or SAS, but with SAS, you do need to make sure that you have a RAID controller or an HBA controller. You do need to add that. NVMe and SATA are ready to go right out of the box. So again, you can put 12 of those in, and there's also one additional M.2 slot, which is a PCIe 5.0, and that will use a 22110, 2280, or 2260 form factor. So those will be the storage options as a whole. So as far as PCIe support, in the middle of the motherboard, you're going to get 2 PCIe Gen 5, and they're going to be by 16 riser slots. There's also going to be an OCP NIC, which is a 3.0 PCIe Gen 5 by 16 slot. This is great that you can use the OCP so that you can use your 2 PCIe slots for other stuff outside of a network card. And technically, yes, if you wanted to use the OCP slot for networking and use your PCIe slots for networking, you can use both, but we definitely highly recommend using the OCP slot first to save those 2 PCIe slots for other use down the line. All right, so let's talk about the power. There's going to be 2 redundant hot swap power supplies. They're going to be 1000 watt. They're going to be 100 to 240 volt. They're going to be 80 plus platinum power supplies inside. All right, let's talk about the networking. There's going to be 2 built-in RJ45, which is another way of saying Ethernet, 10 gigabit Broadcom BCM 57416, so that's built into the board. There's also going to be 2 built-in 1 gigabit RJ45 Intel i210s, so that's all built in. So if all you need is a 10 gigabit connection, then you do not need to add a card in. Of course, you can add your OCP as we mentioned, and the OCP, just to highlight it again, is going to be a 3.0 NIC, and it's going to be a PCIe 5.0 by 16. And next to the NIC, we're going to get an ASPEED AST 2600 BMC port. And in the middle of the motherboard, again, there's going to be the two PCIe Gen 5x16 riser slots, as I definitely wanted to highlight that. So those are the different features. I'm glad we got to highlight the CPUs, the RAM, the networking, the storage as a whole. If there's anything else that you'd like to hear about, hey, drop a comment down below. I'm sure other people would like to hear it as well, and we'll do our best to try to keep this as up to date as possible. And if you are looking for one of these, we do keep these in stock, and we do have the option to go build one out on our website. Please email us at sales@cloudninja.com. That's sales@cloudninja.com. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Take care.